Hello my friends and welcome once again to another episode of Tony's Comfort Kitchen, the home of comfort food. Now today I fancy doing a dish. This was actually something I wrote on my list when I first decided to do this channel, and I've decided to do peri peri chicken, or piri piri chicken, whatever they'll call it. And we're going to do it with like a Nando's style sauce. Now this dish is normally or traditionally cooked in a barbecue. But I'm going to do it in the oven today, and there are two reasons for that. First of all, I actually think it's better cooked in a very hot oven rather than a barbecue, because the barbecue, the chicken skin can drip off some of its fat and it can start to char it a little bit too much for my liking anyway. And the other reason is it's chucking it down outside. So the oven it is. So let's get on. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to make the peri peri sauce. Now then, into this blender, I'm going to put 1.5 roughly chopped up red peppers, 1 red onion, chopped up, just to help it on its way. 4 cloves of garlic, chopped up. Now these are 6 very hot Thai chillies. They were in the freezer. You can use fresh if you can, but mine are frozen. They'll taste the same. They're fine. So there's six of those chillies. Now it's up to you how hot you want it, but peri peri should be hot. So 6 of those. I have 125 milliliters of red wine vinegar. I have 1 tablespoon of smoked paprika. I have 60 milliliters of olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. I also have the rind of 1 lemon. Chuck all that in. And finally, the juice of 1 lemon. It's still got its pips in, so I'll have to strain it. Oh, and a good pinch of salt. And that's it. All we need to do now is blitz it up. So now we'll put that to one side, and I will get the chicken out, and we're gonna spatchcock it. Okay, so here we have 1 chicken ready to spatchcock. Now then, spatchcocking is actually quite simple. I don't know if some people think it's a bit scary for some reason, I don't know why. But what we're doing, obviously this is the breast. We need to turn it over, and we're taking out the backbone here. Now then, you'll need a pair of scissors or a sharp knife or a cleaver. All I can say, in my experience I've done quite a few spatchcocks in my time, and I've actually trashed a few pairs of scissors doing this. I suggest you either have proper poultry shears or a decent pair of scissors. It tends to be the plastic handle ones, the plastic snaps. So what I'm using are my garden shears, which I've actually cleaned, believe it or not. I have honestly cleaned these. Now basically what we want to do is just cut up either side of the backbone, from the back to the front, just cutting through the bones, the rib bones. Hope you can see this in the camera. And the secateurs are not very good at the end. I'll have to use a knife at the end bit. That's it. And the other side. I kid you not, I've trashed about 3 pairs of scissors doing this. Again, I'll just finish it off with a knife. Now we have the backbone taken out. Now you can use that for stock or whatever you want, or you can just check it out. And that's it. However, our chicken, as you can see, is not sitting perfectly flat. And we need to cut. It's probably easier to do it this way. Don't know if you can see on here. There's a little bit of cartilage here that we need to cut with a knife, which exposes the breastbone. Now that should, so we just basically cut that little bit of cartilage, exposing the breastbone there, and if you turn it over, I'll turn it around, it's now sitting a lot flatter than it was before. As I say, spatchcock actually is probably best suited to cooking on things like the barbecue, because everything cooks around about the same time. It's much flatter. So feel free to use a barbecue if you want, but this time I'm gonna do it in the oven, as I say. So what we do need to do now is put this into the sauce, the marinade there, and then we need to marinate it for about 4 hours, or overnight ideally, but I'm going to leave mine just for a few hours because I haven't got time. Okay, so chucky chicken goes in there, and our marinade. I don't think we have to use all of it, and go all over the chicken. And then we just rub it on all sides, rub it in, make sure it gets into every nook and cranny, any crevice. And that is our chicken ready to baste. As I say, for a few hours, and then it's time for the oven. Actually, with what's left of this marinade, there's still quite a bit. It's fairly liquidy. What I'm going to do actually is going to cook it down in a pan, so reduce its liquidity. Is that a word? And then I'll put it on the chicken when it goes into the oven, as well as the marinade that's on the bird right now. Okay, so I'll see you in a few hours. Okay, so the chicken is out of the fridge now. I'm going to put it in the oven, but before I do, I'll just show you this. This is the rest of the marinade that I had this morning. What I did is I put it into a saucepan, added 1 tablespoon of olive oil, 3 teaspoons of sugar, cooked it down to reduce it, then blitzed it up with one of these little hand whizzer things, so it's finely chopped up. And I'm going to use that just as a Nando's type sauce with the chicken, and possibly some chips or whatever I'm going to have with it. So that's that. So looking forward to that. Okay, so here is the chucky chicken in her marinade. So we're going to take her out and put her in this baking tray. Put some more of the marinade over her. Calling her her. Well, she's a her, not a cockerel. So this chicken will go into the oven at a temperature of a very high temperature, actually, of 200. Well, I've got a fan oven, so it's 220 degrees Celsius, or 240 Celsius if you haven't got a fan oven, and I think that's 460 something Fahrenheit. So I'm going to put a bit of foil over it, otherwise it'll just cook way too fast. It goes into normally it should go into the oven for an hour, and then take it out, take the foil off, and put it back in for another 15 minutes or so. Just depends on how charred it is. We want it to be nice and charred. Okay, so it's just out the oven. It's been in there for an hour, so I'll carefully, because there will be some steam, take this foil off. Oh, the burnt bits are stuck on the top. Wow, that looks good. So what I'm going to do now is sprinkle over a little bit of olive oil over the top of it. We're going to put it back in for around, well, I don't know, keep an eye on it, about 15 to 20 minutes. And we'll take it out and have a look again. Okay, folks, there it is out of the oven. It has been there in there for another, I think it was 20 minutes in the end. And it looks as though it's nicely done. Nice and crisp and burnt in parts. And what I'm going to do now is leave it for, I'm going to cover it with some foil and leave it for about 10 to 15 minutes for it to cool down and sort of relax a bit, as you should do with any cooked meat. And I'll get back to you and I will give it a taste. I mean, you know, I'm a martyr, you know, I've got to do this for you guys. Okay, so I'm going to have to get 2 scoops to put it across because it will fall apart. Wow, look at that, my friends.
It's all the girls who have no shame. No, I die for you. They have been cruel to you, saying things they don't mean. They have been rude to you, disrespect how you feel. But baby, I'll never go that far, 'cause I know better.
Okay, my friends, it's been a long wait, an hour and half nearly. Can't wait. Excuse me. Ah, man, that is so good. That is so good. Oh man, I can really still taste the lemon in it and the with the vinegar as well. And it's still got a bit of heat. I'm usually cooking these on a barbecue, and when you cook anything covered in your chili sauce on a barbecue, it tends to take away a lot of that chili flavour, especially if you overcook the chicken and it gets a bit burnt. But this, doing it in the oven, as I say, it's much better. So I'm going to have a go again. Oh. Does it taste like a Nando's? Well, it's at this point I have to admit that I have never even set foot in a Nando's store ever. So I have no idea. But if Nando's tastes as good as this, then I'll be, well, I don't know if I will go actually. If it tastes as good as this doing it your own, I probably won't bother going. Oh, this is just fantastic. By all means, give it a go on a barbecue, but I'm telling you, you'll more often than not get better results in an oven. Very, very hot oven. It's, oh man, fantastic. Anyway, give it a go. Let me know in the comments below how you get on, and I will see you in the next episode. Please like, comment and subscribe as per usual. If you can do that, it will be mega. And I'll see you in the next video. So, peace and love, my friends. Peace and love.